We're live.
All right, Tuesday night, it's Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe. We've got Carol Newell getting us up and live, and she is going to play our theme song for us. Carol, I like your new background there. I like that bar.
Oh, that's UBG.
Wake up when the sun goes down. I wake up when the sun goes down. I wanna do some comedy. I wanna do some comedy. At a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't say what I wanna say. Santa. Dive bar comedy. Dive bar comedy. Dirty bad nasty 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 comedy. Dive bar comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mista See.
What up? What up? What up?
Looking good. You got your beer just right, Stella.
Yes. Stella. Stella got a little shine down. I bought it this Sunday for this party I went to, but we didn't pop it. So I'm gonna save this for whenever I'm feeling like I did good.
Uh-oh.
That's for hoes. That's
Nice.
for hoes.
Okay, I got to get rid of these babies. I'm saying abortion should not only be legal, it should be legal until 3 years old. They're not gonna remember. Anyway, all right.
But it'll live on the internet forever.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's meet our comics. Okay, we have got David Parsons. David,
Hello.
where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Dallas, Texas.
Nice.
But I wasn't born there. You might have picked up a little bit of an accent. From a little
seem
further east.
little British. A little bit British.
That is me.
Nice. So how's the comedy scene in Dallas, Texas?
Oh, it's kicking. We got some great clubs here. There's a great scene. Very, very busy. Lots of people participating. It's going real well.
Awesome. And how about you? How did you get started with comedy? How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing comedy for about 3.5 years. I always was like the joker in any group I was in. And one year, my sister bought me some comedy classes for my birthday, and I took them, and I never really looked back. So, yeah, it's fun. I love nothing more than getting up in front of an audience and trying to make them laugh.
And do you do any bar shows there? Are there any nice dive bars out there?
There's some great dive bars, really good ones. I had a bar show up until about 6 months ago, but the venue wasn't working out. But there are a lot of dive bars you can do comedy in. Open mics, 2 or 3 or 4 every night of the week, all over town. So, yeah,
very cool.
All right, and it's my first time having you on the show, so I'm excited to hear who are your favorite comedians? Do you have any favorite comedians?
I'm a very passionate fan of Chris Rock, although my comedy is nothing like his. And I also very much like a gentleman from England called Ben Elton, who was big in the 90s. And he's like the first thing that got me into comedy. So he's awesome. More famous, I think, as a writer. He's written a few TV series like Blackadder. I don't know whether anyone's heard of that, but he started as a stand-up and is real good.
Well, cool. I can't wait to hear your stuff. Welcome to the show. And let's see our other comics we have today. Crystal Sue.
Hey.
Hi, Crystal. It's your first time on the show as well, huh?
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Where are you?
I'm in Orange County,
Oh.
California. That's about an hour south of Los Angeles. Yeah.
Nice. So how's your show schedule? Are you doing shows in the OC? Do you come up to LA and do shows, or you sticking to Zoom?
I do a lot of stuff in LA. I host an open mic up there at the Hollywood Comedy, and I do shows there. And then I also do shows in the OC. So I mean, you know, it's all over wherever they'll have me.
What are some of your favorite places to perform?
I do show twice a month at a really great dive bar in San Clemente called Knuckleheads. Their tagline
I was
is,
just gonna ask.
sorry,
if
we're
you've ever
open.
Been to Knuckleheads. Nice.
Yeah, so I do the Knucklehead show twice a month, and that's, you know, one of my favorites. That's always like a great crowd.
That's I believe Carol will tell me I'm wrong, but I believe that's the first time I met Carol was at Knuckleheads when she performed there with our show. But she'll tell me, oh no, somewhere else. Carol, where did we meet? Do you
It was
remember?
Lotus Lounge was the first one.
Carol says Lotus Lounge, but
Okay.
she didn't really go into my long-term memory until Knuckleheads, because that's such a memorable and fun spot. So how long have you been doing stand-up, Crystal?
I started in 2019 because I have amazing timing.
Oh, wow. Wow. So did you do a lot of Zoom shows and get ready for live, you know, or did you just take a
I did
break
a lot of
during that whole
writing.
time? Okay.
I took some time off, but I did a lot of writing. I managed to find some really great writing groups where we were doing Zoom mics with people from all over the country, and met a lot of like cool people I probably wouldn't have run into. So I'm not too salty about that.
Good. That's great. You know, it was fun, and I don't know if they're still doing it. There was Clubhouse was like super popping. It's like audio only, and they had all these open mics where you could just do it like while you're doing something else. You could just have like an open mic playing in the background, like, and just pop on for your 5 minutes, you know. So anyway,
Yeah.
a lot of fun stuff happened during that time. So yeah. All right,
Yeah,
Crystal.
power to the people who were able to do the Clubhouse, but yeah, that always made me feel like I had ADD when I was in there.
You know what? They sent me way too many notifications to the point where it made me, it like backfired. I was like, stop with the notifications already. And I had to like turn it off. So anyway. All right, Crystal. Well, I'm excited to hear your stuff. And let's see. We got Atlas Novack. Atlas, you did a live show with Dive Bar Comedy recently. And now you're on our Zoom show. Yeah.
Yes.
You were at Liquid Zoo, right?
Yep.
How'd you like it?
I liked it a lot, although I got propositioned by a prostitute outside. That was completely
Wait
unrelated.
a second. I've been hearing, my sister-in-law is like, how could you do shows there? There's so many prostitutes. And I'm like, where? I never see prostitutes. I'm there all the time. I never see one prostitute. And then Atlas, you go there once and you get propositioned by a prostitute. Tell me all about it.
So I went outside because I have this little ritual for myself for live shows. I'll like take a minute, go outside, solidify what I'm going to be doing on stage, write it on my hand because I'm epileptic and I have like memory problems. So like it's just solidifying it. So I'm doing that. And she comes up and like does the like hike her skirt up thing, and then, you know, whatever it is she says, and then I was like,
you're missing all the good parts. Okay, first of all, what did she look like? Was she walking, and what was she wearing, and what were her pickup lines? You're just glossing over all the good parts.
Getting to it. Sparkly tube top, skirt about halfway down her thigh that she hiked up as like a I don't know how to describe it, like plumage, like in the animal kingdom, where it's like, behold. So
And she was just walking.
She was walking, saw me, stopped, did that, and I was like, no, I'm okay, thank you, have a good night. And then she was like, oh, okay. I think she said, what are you, gay? And then walked off, and I was like, okay, whatever.
You got insulted by a prostitute.
Who cares? Like, it's fine. It was just funny to me because, like, I don't think she was walking by Liquid Zoo going, the next person I see, I'm going to proposition. I think she was going towards something and saw me and went, hey, why not? Gave it a try, failed, and then was like, he's probably gay, and then just kept walking. Like, it almost seemed
selling.
like,
Always
yeah, like
be selling. Yeah,
like that was an afterthought, I think. It was funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. I miss all of that stuff. And what else? Anything else interesting happened at Liquid Zoo? What did you think of the show? Like, did it stand
I had
out?
a great time. Like Carol always like helps produce like great stuff. She puts me on a lot of her shows. It's always like consistent work. It's always a good time. No matter where it is, from like a park to Liquid Zoo to a Zoom show. It's always good stuff.
And Carol's there with her big laugh. She fills up like 10 people in one just with that laugh.
Definitely.
All right, Atlas. Well, welcome to our Zoom show. And
thank you.
Nice to get more Carol's referrals. We got another Carol referral here. Desiree Walsh, second time on our Zoom show, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I love your little baby voice. And and where are you? You're from the East Coast, right?
Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Toronto, which is the East Coast. It is the East Coast.
Yeah.
I knew you were in that time zone over there.
Yeah.
So how's it been going? What have we missed since the last time you were on?
Oh, it's good. I actually went to the Laugh Riot Girl Festival in LA about
I was on that
3 or
too.
4 weeks ago. Yeah, it was good.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not get propositioned by a sex worker.
But you know the proper terminology. If you did get propositioned, you would know to be PC about it.
Yeah. But no, it was great. I really like LA. It's incredibly hot, but it's very wheelchair accessible, which was a nice treat. Yeah.
It's me making it hot.
Wow. So I guess you're used to it being cool. Like, I think LA is like perfect temperature year round. So I'm up in Northern California, the Central Valley, visiting my parents right now, where the average heat in the summer is like 100. So it's much, much hotter than LA. And then I drove over to San Francisco where it's like 60 and it's too cold.
Wow.
Like, for me, 80 is ideal, which is where LA falls a lot of the time. So anyway, well, cool. I love Bobby Oliver, and it's spelled T-A-O, but you say it Dow, not Tao.
Yeah.
Comedy Studio. And I've done a lot of her open mics and stuff like that, but I have not checked out the festival. But looks like a lot of work, but a lot of cool people on it.
Yeah, it's really great.
Fun fact, if you ask Alexa who the funniest comedian in Los Angeles is, it's Bobby Oliver.
That's cool.
Wow.
She's in with Alexa.
I know.
Wow. I got to be nicer to Alexa. I'm always yelling at her. I'm like, Alexa. Oh, I was yelling at Siri one day. My friend heard me and she's like, God, I hope you don't ever talk to me that way. I was like, Siri, hey, Siri, hey, Siri. Anyway, very cute. I love Alexa. My 3-year-old son can't say her name properly. He gets very, very frustrated because he's trying to tell her to do things and she doesn't get it. I'm like, you got to pronounce the X. You got to pronounce the X. All right. We have one more comic who is hiding in the shadows. There she is. She popped out of nowhere. Christine Little.
Hey
Christine.
there, I had to throw away some pudding.
Oh, why? What was
Because
wrong
I
with
was done with it. I didn't want it sitting on my table. It was bothering me. And then I was gonna do something else. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to overeat. You don't have to clean your plate. Just eat what you want. So Christine Little, I saw your name on a flyer the other day that I did a show called Dynamite for Dinah Leffert. And I saw your name on the flyer and I was like, oh, I'm going to meet her. She's on our show, but you didn't show up. What happened?
No, I didn't. Jeez. I had an audition I needed to do. I talked to Dinah about it. I don't know if she told you. I know it sounds like I just.
No, I didn't ask. I just noticed. I was like, oh, I wonder who Christine Little is.
I saw that you were going to be there and I was like, you know what? No. Not yet. So I no,
it was a fun show. It was a lot of fun.
That.
What is it called? The Outlook. It's a newly named bar in Silver Lake. Like I think they have food too.
Ooh.
And has a little stage. And Dinah Leffert was putting on, I think it was only the second or third show she had put on there, but it was fun. Had some great comics. So
And Carol, that cake looks good.
It is
let's see
really
Carol's cake.
Oh.
Carol, is it a special occasion or are you just eating cake every
it's
night?
Melvin's birthday, you guys. It's Melvin's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, her boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, her boyfriend Mel.
Happy birthday to him.
Aw.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Melvin.
birthday.
Everybody
Happy
says the happy birthday, Mel.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Melvin.
All
He
right,
can't hear you,
Christine.
but
So
I'll show it to you
Christine,
later.
you said you had an audition, so you do acting.
I'm an actress, yes, as well as a stand-up comedian. I write, I walk, I read, I color.
Awesome.
You like to color?
Yeah, I want to show you what I colored. Hold on.
I can't wait. That's an unusual skill.
I'm 5.
Nice.
That's really
Aw.
cool.
My friend went to rehab. She said all she did during rehab was color the whole time. So-
Who went? Who went to rehab?
One of my friends. She went to rehab, then she came out, then she went back in and came out. I mean, she's been basically the last 10 years of her life have been lost to
Oh,
meth.
dude,
But-
I feel
She was a
that.
great girl.
I had a stint with meth. It's not easy to get off of. So,
I know other people who somehow just kicked it, just decided one day like that's it. But
I never got to
yeah.
smoking it, but I did snort it, and that's what happens when you're from Indiana.
Specifically Indiana.
Specifically Indiana.
Or-
What are you
I
driving?
think it's pretty
I am
widespread.
driving, yes. I
Who
have
is
done
that?
many
Sounds
a
like a
Zoom show
robot.
while driving. It's,
I've done it too. So dangerous.
You got a
it's kind of
seatbelt on.
fun,
Me
honestly.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, don't look at the screen. Just look at the road. Watch the road. Okay,
That's
Christine.
what I'm doing. Yeah, I have the little stand, like see no hands. So
Okay, don't even glance at us. Okay,
Yeah.
Christine.
okay, fine.
And it's not your turn. You already went Atlas, so it's Christine's turn now. Christine, what is your highlight? What's your most exciting highlight with acting?
I'm on a movie on Hulu called Phobias, and Macy Gray yelled at me.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
If
is
you
it
ever,
a horror movie?
it is a horror movie. It's like little vignettes, and I'm in one of the vignettes. Not very long, but it was cool. And
Okay.
Nice.
check it out. And a new movie coming out called Utopia. I'm at the very end of the movie. I'm hoping to go to. You know it, Carol?
No, but yay! I'm so glad.
It's a
for
great
you.
name. Great name.
Another
great
comic made it. Another comic. It's her movie. Scout,
Oh, nice.
Scout Thurwood. So that's going to be playing at Outfest this Friday.
Outfest. So it's like a LGBT whatever movie.
Well, she's LGBTQ plus, and so
Forgot A.
that's plus. That was the
That's what the plus is for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know like I wouldn't say the movie is about that, but it, there is that's in there.
Got it. Well,
Um,
I learned about this site called Grant Watch, where you can look up government grants to do things in the arts and whatever. But the catch is you have to be something. You can be, African American, you could be
Bam, got it.
LG. I don't remember all the initials. You got to be something to get these grants. So anyway,
They don't have any for like
Grant
women?
Watch.
They don't have like
And
women as a minority?
You know what? That's why I asked Mista See, because I was like, oh, they have a lot of them. They don't have any for like, oh, create a reality show or create a sitcom, but they have a lot for create a documentary. And I was like, oh, we could do a comedy documentary, but we have to get somebody Black to be in charge of the whole.
Oh, well then forget about it.
Send that to me in my text message. I got some ideas for some shit like that.
So I'm like, hey, Mista See, you know anybody? And then there's this Native American comic. They have a lot of Native American grants, but you have to like be bettering, like a spokesperson for your race. And I'm like, he doesn't really talk about anything. But anyway.
Is it JR?
Well, Joe, I don't know if y'all
JR,
running
yeah.
for president for the last 4 years with Black policies. I also am to a SAG actor who was in several SAG movies on Netflix and on several streaming sites. I've also written several shows and things like that. So
All right, Mista See's in charge, and hopefully he'll put me in it because they don't have any grants for me. But anyway, all right, Christine.
Poor white lady.
Poor, you know what?
How do you survive? How do you survive?
White people are the only people you're allowed to talk shit about anymore. But that's okay. I can take it. All right. Let's see. Christine. What else, Christine? How's your stand-up going? How long have you been doing it, and where do you like to perform?
Over 10 years, and I'm in Los Angeles, so I perform around there a whole lot. I like doing I got the Comedy Store on Friday, and hosting some teams on Saturday at the Improv Lab. It's going to be terrible, so I'm excited about that. Other than that, I don't know. The show's just going to come up.
My light just dimmed behind me, and now I'm like in one of your horror movies with the dim lighting.
I am in
all right. Utopia, and what was the other one?
Shelter with 2 L's.
Shelter with 2 L's, and Phobia. What was it? Is that the full name? Phobias with Macy Gray. All right, Christine. Excited to have you on the show. I think that is all of our comics. So, Mista See, you ready to start the show?
Yeah. Let's go.
And by the way, I forgot to mention, and Carol forgot to mention, we do shows all the time, all over LA. So just check us out. Carol's at The World's Best Laugh, and we are at Dive Bar Comedy on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, or just www.divebarcomedy.com. So check out our shows. All right, Mista See.
Yeah. All right. So
and I have a show tomorrow. Thursday at State Social House. If you're in Los Angeles, come support that. It's for a good cause, for a ladies group that we're trying to raise money for. So come to the State Social on Thursday and see me and a bunch of other funny ladies. It's an all ladies show. And back to you, Mr. C.
I know Carol does 7 shows a day, so I know you got 8 times more announcements, Carol. Get it down now. Stop bullshit. Be nice. She been Carol's like, okay, I only do one of the 47 today.
Oh wait, I want to plug one more thing.
Yeah.
If anybody is watching this, I created a Yelp page for Dive Bar Comedy. I can't give you the link because if you follow the link, they will automatically disqualify your review because it's the solicited review. So if anybody is really nice, just search the words Dive Bar Comedy in the LA area and then leave us a nice review. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent. And also let Yelp know they need to be more like Prostitutes and Solicit. Atlas knows all about these things. So we got 5 great comedians, 3 ladies, 2 boys. So we'll just go girl, boy, girl, boy. We'll work our way from veterans to first timers, from West Coast to East Coast with the time scenario. So, all right, I'm Mista See the Enforcer. This is Dive Bar Comedy. You guys ready to get it started? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to jump it off with one of our veterans. This lady is also on the East Coast, so we like to work it back because she might get up late. She might got some fucking to do. And it's almost 10 o'clock where she at. We got to get her out of here quick. She called the DW, and that's because she does not double Y, but double whammy because her comedy blows like your fucking face at a party. So you guys ready to down? Can I get one more? Yeah?
Yeah.
Now give me the clap, 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 clap from the beast from the east. This Desiree Walsh.
I'm on my phone, so maybe just let me know verbally when I'm at 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. It's actually almost midnight here. Yeah. I was just recently before we start, I use a wheelchair. You just can't see it because of Zoom. I didn't want anybody thinking I was doing like very specific, edgy material on disability and society as like an able-bodied white woman. I have noticed society treats the disabled different, and I have a hot take. No, it is my real life. And I was actually just in LA. As I mentioned in my interview, it is very hot. If you told me we were on the sun, I would believe you. Yeah, and LA makes Toronto, where I'm from, look like a quaint European village. Like think the opening of Beauty and the Beast. Like that's what LA makes Toronto look like. And like that's ironic because Toronto is the biggest city in Canada, I believe. So like the fact that LA makes it look like a Disney movie opening really says something. I love, like I really did love your city because it's so wheelchair accessible, like just so wheelchair accessible. One of my favorite places was LAX because they have a wheelchair accessible shuttle bus to the taxi stand, which in itself is like bananas. But myself and my traveling partner got to the bus and I was like, oh, like they're going to be like crippled, go home. And the driver was more than happy to put me on the bus. And it was funny because I always make fun of the walkies for like being awe-inspired by like me doing everyday things like being on the bus. And in a way, I was just like, this is great. I'm on the bus. It's amazing. And then I got to go to the Hollywood Improv open mic for women. And first of all, a open mic just for women at a major comedy club, like that's unheard of. That's unheard of in Toronto. And this particular mic was a bucket mic. So they drew my name and I screamed like I was on a game show. And then one of the staff came up to me and was like, are you Desiree Walsh or are you just really excited Desiree Walsh is coming up next? And I said, no, I am Desiree Walsh. And in 3 minutes, they were able to get a portable ramp that was safe to the stage. And I thank them so much because now I can headline anywhere I want in Oshawa, Ontario, because I have done 3 minutes at the Improv. I know there's a lot of Americans here that might not know what Oshawa is. So for you guys, Dayton, Ohio, I can now headline anywhere I want in Dayton, Ohio, basically. And I will be forever grateful to the Improv. Because also, if that hadn't been Toronto, they would have been like, hey, are you Desiree Walsh? Yeah. Well, we don't have a ramp, so we're really sorry, but we're going to just put like 3 able-bodied white guys up instead of you. Is that cool? I know it's a women's mic, but they were at the back. Is that cool? You can't get mad because we said we were sorry. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's funny, but hopefully one day it will be. I really, really, really did like your city. It's amazing. Yeah, federal accessibility laws are awesome. Hopefully, my set is now a TED talk on like accessibility legislation. One of my favorite things about doing stand-up comedy is I'm learning a lot about drugs. Like I don't personally do drugs, but I'm learning so much about them. For example, did you know a bump of cocaine is $33? And if you were thinking that's a little bit cheap, it could have been a baggie of whiteout. I don't really know. But I recently learned what poppers were. Turns out I was getting them mixed up with Quaaludes, which for those of you who may not know, those are the old-timey drugs Hugh Hefner used to give his girlfriends. Yeah, I read it in Holly Madison's book that he offered her Quaaludes in a napkin. And I mean, if that's what pretty privilege is, I'll keep my like average face, thank you. And also, does anybody find it interesting that like Hugh Hefner is keeping his drugs in a napkin? Like, you have more money than God. Get a pill case. And also, like the average age of your girlfriends are 20, like 22. Get some cooler drugs. Like Holly Madison said she said no to the Quaaludes because she didn't know what they were. Yeah.
1 minute.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I get asked a lot what it's like to be in a wheelchair, and I always find that question like really hard to answer, but I think I finally found an answer that encompasses the experience of all people who use wheelchairs everywhere. And I know that sounds broad, but I got it. You know that show Wipeout, like the poor man's Ninja Warrior? It's a lot like that, except every once in a while, someone will jump out from like behind the bushes and yell, "So do you use a catheter to go to the bathroom, or what's the deal?" Thank you, I've been Desiree Walsh.
Yeah. Desiree Walsh. Outstanding. Desiree jumped it off just right. And she just came to LA, so she had the experience. I love the fact that she was concerned that LA is so pretentious that we just automatically send anyone that's disabled or different out of the city. Like you've landed, sorry, you can't come in, no buses, no nothing, sorry, no, go back to where you're from, Indiana. That's where they sent a whole girl home a couple times. She's like, wait, I'm pretty. No, you're from Indiana. Go back home. You gotta go back home. You gotta do more coke, then come back. That's good stuff. And I do have a tip for my Los Angeles people. That taxi stand is a fucking scam, okay? They get you out there, they charge you $60, $80, $100. You wait 40 minutes. You want me to tell you how to fuck these guys in the ass? They have a bus that's a shuttle like the rest. It's called the G shuttle. It leaves the airport and it goes 15 minutes down the street to a train station. I have called my Uber from the bus thing. It was $60, $80. I catch this train, this shuttle, 15 minutes down the street. I get up at the metro stop. My Uber is $25 to get back from the airport to downtown Los Angeles. So if you don't mind taking a 15-minute bus ride, because you get on the shuttle anyway, you're going to stand out there for an hour with all these other dumb motherfuckers that got hustled. No, be smarter than them. Leave. Not only will you, in 15 minutes, have your Uber on the way, there's nobody else waiting for Uber, and you're at a safe station. So that's how you can fuck them out of that Uber hustle. Catch the free shuttle. It's a free shuttle to the bus station, and you can save a third of the amount on your shit. You'll save 2/3. From 20 to 60, save that money and spend it on cocaine because it costs $33 a bottle. Another round of applause for Desiree Walsh. All righty, right. So it's time to bring the boys out, drop some sack on it and whatnot, you know. Canada style. And I love the fact she told us that Toronto was trash. So now I can look at Drake and think he's a bitch. Like, Drake, you ain't I'm from the 6. I heard the 6 was 6 blocks long, motherfucker. That's what I heard. Anyway, you gangster. Shut the fuck up. You are churning butter, bitch. Anyway, this next comedian come to stage is another wonderful talent. Now, this guy has been to one of our live shows, and now he's brought it to the metaverse. He not only can do comedy, he can drive and do comedy. Comedy. He can drive, do comedy, and get hit on by prostitutes. This man, you're about to get anything and everything you wanted with this man right now. His name is what people hold up the world with. Are you ready for this comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Let's get a clap, 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 clap for the man with the strongest comedian shoulders in the world, Atlas Novack.
I'm parked in my apartment now, so the whole driving thing isn't going to be much of an issue. Actually, for the last time I took a flight like back to LA, I didn't know about the shuttle thing, and I didn't want to pay that much for an Uber, so I spitefully walked out of the airport, past the Uber station, past all the terminals, to the In-N-Out outside of the airport, like making like shitty eye contact with every driver, just being like, I refuse to pay for this, and then caught the Uber, and it was like $25 compared to like 70. Yeah, he's right. I just didn't know about the shuttle, which would have been a lot easier, but I love me some spite. It's a powerful emotion. My name's Atlas Novack. That's my real name. People always ask me if it's a stage name, and I tell them if Atlas Novack was a stage name, I could have avoided being called Assless No-Cock for all of middle school. That's one of those things that when your bully comes up with it and calls you that, you're like, I am deeply hurt, but also no notes. Well done, good sir. My parents got the idea for the name when my mom, or when they conceived me. I'm the youngest of 2 kids, and when I was first conceived, they did some tests because my parents had me in their early 40s. So to make sure I didn't come out like some kind of eldritch horror, they did a test, and they were like, all right, there is a very slim chance, like about 30%, that your child is going to be born with no arms and no legs. And instead of going, yeah, let's adopt, my mom had a vision of the Venus de Milo statue holding the earth with no arms and the name Atlas. And she told me that growing up, and I was like, yeah, that's great. You took a C- chance on limbs? Dude, that is not worth the risk. I would not have taken the chance of maybe having to leave my child on my front porch and naming them Matt. You know what I mean? Or throwing them in the ocean and naming them Bob. It's just not worth the risk. You already had a successful kid. Just adopt for the second child. Jesus Christ, man. Like, I always wondered why I was like even brought into the world, and they said, well, we didn't want Phoebe to grow up without a companion in this horrible world of ours. I'm like, okay, so my entire reason for being on planet Earth is to be someone's monkey boy. Great idea for me to go into comedy. No irony whatsoever. Yeah. My middle name's Hammond too. That's fun. The patriarch of my mom's side of the family, his name was Richard Hammond Tubman. And so there's a bunch of people on my mom's side with the middle name Hammond. And my mom, a few years ago at Thanksgiving, she's like, hey, I think our family might have been slave owners. I was like, Mom, your last name's Tubman. It took you this long to figure it out? Richard Hammond Tubman was alive in the 1300s. It took you 700 years to figure out that our family owns slaves. Dude, get with the times. There are some things that I feel like trying to explain to children is easier at some ages than others. There's this scene. I don't know if anybody here is a Harry Potter fan. I'm a Harry Potter fan growing up. I remember I wanted to see what house I was in. I was like, I hope I'm not in dorky ass Hufflepuff. I'm a dorky ass Hufflepuff. I took that quiz 3 times on Pottermore. By the 3rd time where I was Hufflepuff, they were like, dude, just take the L. You're the stoner house. It's okay. Just but there's this scene that sticks with me. In the very last Harry Potter movie, there's this thing where his kid is about to go off to Hogwarts for the first time. And he pulls Harry aside and he goes, Dad, what if I'm in Slytherin? Now, to those who don't know, Slytherin is the evil house. That's the one that Voldemort is in, the wizard Hitler. That was the house he was in. And instead of Hogwarts, I don't know, maybe not having Slytherin ever again, they just still have that with that stigma sticking around. Like, you don't have that, like, that mustache is ruined forever. Why do you still have Slytherin? And instead of, like, I don't know, maybe trying, Harry pulls his kid aside and he's like, Albus Severus Potter, you were named after a Slytherin, and he was one of the bravest men I've ever known. That's it. That's the pep talk he gives his kid. That would be like if I pulled my kid aside, right? And he's like, Dad, what if it turns out that people find out that I'm a slave, that my family was a slave owner, and I'll be like, Michael Gary Novack, because apparently I'm naming my kid after my principal and my chemistry teacher. You were named after 2 dudes who are tangentially related to this conversation. And they didn't own slaves. And then apparently my kid's supposed to go, oh, okay. And then that's it. I never quite understood the whole point of that. Someone asked me recently, if I ever have kids, are you going to stick with the mythology naming thing? And I feel like I have to, right? Like, my name's Atlas. My sister's name is Phoebe. That's also from Greek mythology. I don't think I can follow it up with, like, naming my kid Gary or something, right? You can't. That's like following up, like, a Metallica concert with, like, a Kenny G encore. It's just not something that can be done. Carol, did you light me? There it is. All right. Yeah, I feel like I heard it. I'm in therapy for a lot of obvious reasons. I'm just glad I don't have the name Tubman as my actual last name. But recently I had to get a new therapist because my last one died and I found him. So what happened with that was I was there for the appointment. And he wasn't coming. Like, I hit the switch on the wall, and it didn't turn off. No one came for me. So I was like, okay, I guess he, like, rescheduled me without telling me. So I stood up to leave, and the door opened, and it was the receptionist. And she's like, yeah, he's ready for you. Come on. So one thing to know about my therapist is that he has a big supervillain chair with a high back. So I went in, and he didn't, like, wheel around to face me like he normally does. I was like, Doc, you okay? And I go over there. And he's slumped over in the chair. I feel him. He's dead. And my first thought was, who do I talk to about this? All right, I was Atlas Novack. You guys have yourselves a good night. I'm going back upstairs to my apartment.
Another round of applause for Atlas Novack. That's right. Got them comedy shoulders, baby, holding up the world. And that's the kind of dive bar comedy we like. We approach aggressive issues. He approached 2, slavery and Harry Potter. And I'm gonna be honest, Harry Potter is more dangerous. I'll tell you guys why. Number 1, I'm gonna give some comfort to everybody that learned that, oh, my grandmom and them, they got a slave name. If your last name is Anthony, yes, you own me. It's okay. We were French. It's cool, man. I love French bitches. They eat good dick. Anyway. So thank you for the ownership. But here is how you, if somebody says, oh, you guys own slave, your family's terrible. You know what you say? I support reparations. I swear to God, they'll shut right up like, you know what? Go ahead, man. You know what? Get you 5 more slaves. I swear to God. So that's the tell you, next time your grandmama's feeling uncomfortable, comfort her and say, gee, Ma, just support reparations and you're good. That's tip number 1. Harry Potter, Slytherin versus Hufflepuff. There are 2 kind of people on the planet, creators and salesmen. And people are a hybrid of that. You have to know what you are. You're Hufflepuff because you're a creator, you're a comedian, you're gonna drive a car, get prostitutes, save $50 for 2 bumps of coke, walk 20 miles without getting raped in LA. Come on, this guy. A round of applause for Atlas Novack. And that's what I'm talking about. You ready to get to this next comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next comedian is one of our first timers and whatnot. She's also in the OC, and she's a new family member. So we're going to check her out, see what's going on. Now, I like her name because I'm a Wu-Tang Clan fan. And back in the day when Wu-Tang would get all hyped, they would do this and they would go, so you're about to get some Wu-Tang kind of comedy right now. So I need you guys to get in the mood with me and get your best Method Man voice. So smoke some blunts, do some coke, $33. How much it costs? So 1, 2, 3, I need a sue. 1, 2, 3. Sue. Let me get a clap, 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 clap for Crystal. Sue.
Thank you so much, Mr. C. I have some very exciting news to share. I just got into a new relationship.
Woo! Ooh.
Yeah, this is a little different for me. It's a sadomasochistic master-servant relationship.
Oh, nice.
And I am the servant half. But I am very happy with my new master, Master Elliot, who also happens to be my cat.
Oh,
Elliot is 4 months old, so he's still this cute baby kitten, but he has so much big dick energy. He just sits around the house all day with his dick hanging out like a feline Ron Jeremy. And in case you don't know what a cat penis looks like, because I know you're dying for a mental picture, a cat penis looks exactly like an angry red earthworm. And the constant red rocketing is a deliberate choice on Elliot's part because boy cats can retract their penises.
oh.
I'm not so much bothered by having to see the penis. I'm a grown-ass woman. I've seen some penis in my day. I don't want to body shame anyone, regardless of species. But what does make me rather uncomfortable is when my cute baby kitten rigorously licks his penis while sitting on my lap and leering up at me with his big yellow eyes. I agreed to adopt a cat. I did not consent to co-star in a kitty porn. Does it count as sexual harassment if a baby animal does it to you? Me too. Meow too? I work from home, so I think this constitutes a hostile work environment. Fortunately, the only thing resembling HR at my house is my boyfriend. He's not helping at all. In fact, the other day, he sent me a dick pic of Elliot's dick. It's a real boys club at my place of work, and I'm really looking forward to the day that Elliot is old enough for the vet to unsubscribe him from his balls. So that's my 2 minutes about my pussy's dick. I work full time, but a lot of women in my family are housewives. Don't get me wrong. I don't think being a housewife is necessarily easy, but I think we can agree that some people choose this occupation because they're lazy. Like my cousin. I have this cousin. She's the same age as me. She's a housewife, and she has never wanted to work. Like, even when we were 13 years old, like, her life plan was just to dig up some semi-fuckable dude with a big bag of money and just like barnacle herself to him forever. And she did achieve her goal. She married a dude with a rich dad. But I always thought there were like a lot of holes in that plan. Like, what if this dude gets addicted to drugs or gambling? What if he gets hit by a bus, becomes disabled, or dies? What if he leaves you for another woman? What if he leaves you for a man? That's not a fail-safe plan, right? So I say, don't marry, divorce rich. Put your own timestamp on that shit. Good financial planner always has an exit strategy, right? So take half his shit and bounce while your pussy is still tight. And then double your money by doing it all over again. So I work for a health food company, but I definitely do not eat health food. On my phone, I've got apps for Starbucks, Chipotle, Sonic, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, all the greats. And through my loyalty, I have earned enough points for free McFlurry, 2 Doritos Locos Tacos, and a free Jumbo Jack. I learned the hard way that all of my coworkers do intermittent fasting. We work remotely, but we have this rare in-person meeting. And noontime rolls around, and apparently I'm the only fatty who requires some form of sustenance. I am the only one frantically like looking around the room like the crazy robot girl from the Squid Game for the catered lunch. And so for those of you who are not familiar with intermittent fasting, this is basically an eating disorder that is socially acceptable because rich white dudes do it. The way it works is that within 24-hour period, you push yourself to starve for as long as possible. I'm talking like 17, 18, 19 hours. And then that magically makes it okay for you to gorge yourself on whatever garbage you want for the rest of the day. Apparently, these are the skills you need to get an invite to Jeff Bezos's dildo rocket. Because we all know that on the Amazon dildo rocket, you're not going to get unlimited bathroom breaks. Thanks, Carol. So I have been in a relationship with like an actual human boyfriend for 6 years. That's like 42 years in LA time. And we're looking forward to that golden anniversary next year. My boyfriend is Mexican American, and I call him Bay. When I'm trying to be culturally sensitive, I call him El Bay. I'm a big fan of the interracial dating. There are a lot of benefits. You get to expand your horizons. You get to learn about new cultures. You get to be about like a 99.99% sure that you're not fucking a cousin. Yeah, that's something I really look for in a man, that he's not my cousin. That is like top 10 criteria right there. If you're in one of those backwards, old-fashioned, same-race relationships, I highly recommend you get that 23andMe and some Rosetta Stone. You know, learn some shit. Maybe some shit you didn't want to know. Thank you so much. You guys have been awesome.
Woo! Woo! And I applause for Crystal. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Comedy, putting in that work. And you said you are an OC too, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. And you're another Carol recommendation?
No.
Where do we find you?
I responded to some kind of Facebook post.
Comedy Pal Pro Tips Facebook page. It's a Facebook page for everybody except for cis men.
Mista See. This is why I would not.
The club you can't join.
That's all right. My swagger's still kicking all those gay dudes' ass. Anyway, excellent job. Another round of applause for Crystal Sue. Great. So we got 2 more comedians coming to the stage. We're going to hit the fella, close it out with the lady. This next comedian is actually a couple of hours back to the side. He's out in Texas and whatnot, and it is his first time on the show. Also, he has blessed us with his comedic talent. Now, of course, you know, people from Texas do it big. I'm sure this man is either well armed or his wife or children are well armed for their own safety. And that's what America is all about. So you guys ready for some true American comedy? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. This man's called the DP because it's double penetration of jokes. Let me get a clap for David Parsons.
Woo, yes. Well, it's great to be here. I actually was born a little further east than Texas. So I'm not sure I can do that true American humor, but I'll try my best. How about that? So I'm originally from England, and sometimes I make love Paul Revere style. Yes, that's right. I ride hard all night, and then I yell, "The British are coming!" Of course, I'm just kidding. I'm a happily married man with an 11-year-old daughter. Best contraceptive ever. My love life, shall we say, isn't as it once was. I'm not going to say my wife's sex drive's low, but I don't know what was colder, the winter storm that knocked out all the power in Texas in February, or the look on her face the other night when I gently touched her butt as she was brushing her teeth. We don't do foreplay in my house, we do chore play. My best, if not only route to a good time in the bedroom is an empty dishwasher. And we don't Netflix and chill, we Disney Plus and guilt trip. So we thought we'd try a little role play to spice things up. We considered professor and student, nurse and patient, but eventually went with something really kinky. Childless couple who doesn't get their calendars out to schedule sex. It's going to be amazing. We've got it penciled in for August the 2nd. But please don't leave here with the impression that the romance has gone from my marriage. I bought my wife the best Valentine's Day gift of a mug that says, "I love you more than bacon." Because sometimes it's the little lies that keep the marriage going. All right, like I said, I got an 11-year-old kid and she's the light of my life. I love being a dad, but parenthood isn't all puppies and rainbows. And to my mind, the worst thing about fatherhood is having to listen to my child's really shitty music and pretend to enjoy it. Now, there are a lot of culprits out there in the preteen music space, but to my mind, there are none worse than a group called the Kids Bop Kids. The perpetrators of the worst crime against music since Hanson bopped their way to the top of the charts. You don't have a prepubescent girl in your life, you may not have heard of these little assholes. But they're a collection of ridiculously chipper tweens who sing popular songs with all the adult words and concepts edited out. I'll give you an example. In the song TikTok, Kesha sings, Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Because when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. The Kids Bop Kids sing. Before I leave, brush my teeth, make sure I reach the back. I got a sleepover tonight, and I've got to pack. You little shits are fooling no one. Now, while there are a number of songs in their repertoire that aren't appropriate for their target audience, there are some places they won't go. There's no My Neck, My Back, Lick It by Kaya. There's no WAP. There's nothing at all by Lil' Kim. But kids, if you're going to go halfway on a concept, you've got to commit. I just don't think they're trying hard enough, so I had to go myself. Any Nine Inch Nails fans here?
Nice.
Remember their classic Closer?
Yes.
You know, the one that starts, you let me violate you, you let me penetrate you? Well, I Kids Bopped it. I'm going to share a little bit of that with you tonight. Dum, ch, dum, ch. You let me snuggle with you. You let me have tea with you. You let me party dress you. You let me confide in you. Help me, I broke my Barbie dream house. Help me, I got no cookies to sell. Help me, the only thing that works for me. Help me get away from myself. I want to hug you like a stuffed animal. I want to cuddle you at bedtime. I want to hug you like a stuffed animal. My whole existence is fun. You get me closer to mom. Catch it? Maybe I'll send it into the Kids Boppers. Or maybe I'll open a vein if I have to listen to Tweens sing Uptown Funk again. All right, I'm going to end on this. When I first moved to Texas, there was a bit of a language barrier because a lot of words mean different things in America. In America, the word fanny is slang for buttocks. In England, a fanny is a vagina. So you can perhaps imagine my confusion when an American friend said, gee, I went on a long bike ride yesterday and my fanny's still sore. How the hell were you sitting on the saddle, lady? My favorite English dessert has an odd name. To the English, a spotted dick is a delicious raisin cake. To Americans, a spotted dick is an excellent reason to call your doctor immediately. In either case, I highly recommend slathering it with cream. And this one's the absolute worst. The American use of the word spunk makes me positively nauseous. In America, spunk means courage, determination, get up and go. In England, spunk is slang for semen.
Okay.
And I have a friend who always describes her 15-year-old daughter as full of spunk. Oh, Lord, I hope not. Well, you have all been fantastic, and I've been David Parsons. Cheers.
Another round of applause to David Parsons, the DP God. I like the double names thing and whatnot. See, that's a documentary you can do right there. And since you're like from England, you're considered dirty, so you're a minority. You can get that grant Joe was talking about. And just doing the differences of the words is to understand. Outstanding. So we got one more comedian coming to the stage. Another round of applause again for David Parsons, guys.
Woo!
All right, we're about to close it out with another first timer and whatnot. She's going to finish the show for us. She's got all kind of versatility, as all of our comedians do. Not only is she a comedian, she is also an actress. She also mentioned she walks, so that sounds like somebody's getting their model gang going up in this business. She's super skilled, and she's got a great last name, which is an L. I used to love a rapper named Lauryn Hill. We called her the L Boogie. So you need to get ready for some soulful, deep, statuesque comedy. You guys ready for this comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clap, 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 clap for wait, I want to fucking first name up. Christine L. Boogie Little.
All right, you guys keep it going for Mista See.
Yes.
skit bags.
Got a drinking problem.
You're a real skit bag. What was I gonna tell you? Oh, I looked up those grants, and you gotta pay to look at the grants. That's how they
I paid like a dating site. I paid like $18 and then canceled it the next day. But anyway, I'll send you the good ones.
It's $18 a week.
I gotta cancel right away. Yeah,
that's how they get the grant money. They're just getting the subscriptions. They're like, here's your money back. You know.
Question: can you go on, find the grant you want, and then cancel, and then just go after the grant?
I bet you could. I'm just gonna Google the grants I saw, because they're like they like blur out the information of like how to even apply for the grants.
Conspiracy. No, I was Googling. They out there.
They out there. I'm out there. I'm bi. Biracial. You can still yeah. I heard a lot of weird stuff growing up. Like, I never liked hearing you don't look black. You don't look black at all. Look at me. I'm darker than you are. You ain't black. I'm like, well, you know that I am. So how about we just drop it, Mom? My parents divorced when I was 4 because of that comment that my mom made. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was my brother's fault. But they divorced, and I never really connected with my stepmom because she was like way too into this weight loss supplement she was always using, crack. Yeah, and like it wasn't super traumatic. It's not like I like saw her doing crack. It's not like I came home from school and she was on the couch with a pipe like, welcome home, want some crack. She wouldn't have shared. But she did borrow money from me, which wasn't just weird because I was 12, but it was also strange because of the increments that it was in. It was always like odd increments. She'd be like, you got 373 I can borrow. I'm like, just take $4 and stop wiggling. You know? But I will tell you this, Captain Crunch has a whole new flavor when you eat it with a burnt spoon. I'm sure if you've heard of Crack and Crunch, but that was my experience. The funny thing is my mom or my dad and my stepmom, they actually never married. I just call her my stepmom because I'm like, she's going to have to go through all 12 of them at some point. Am I right? Right. 12 steps to recovery. Okay. I think some people, they're like in denial about their addictions. Like I was talking to this guy recently. He said he was a real nerd about gambling. I was like, you mean you're a gambling addict? Don't try to like make it sound cooler. Like, no, I'm not addicted to meth. I'm just a real nerd about cooking it, putting it in my body. No, I'm not a serial killer. I'm just a real nerd about chopping up bodies and stuff like that. You know, real nerdy shit. Like, get it together. But I think if you're a comedian, that something happened. So I'm always interested to see what happened to people. For real. I think comedians are just basically at the end of it, it's like they're just kids that weren't listened to, who like grew up, got a microphone and got greedy about it, you know? Yeah. Like, you gotta listen to me now, Mom. And, but like I totally get why I wasn't listened to as a kid. Like my stepmom was doing crack and my 2 stepsisters were pregnant as teenagers. Like, what's 9-year-old Christine gonna add to the conversation? Like, oh, I got these new Barbie dolls I've been playing with, and check those out. Like, no one gives a shit. Grow up, do comedy. I'm recently divorced. Reality. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. You know what I mean? I had a rough couple of years like everyone else did. I lost my dad. I'm sorry, I didn't lose him. I mean, he died. I know exactly where he is. He's not here.
Aw.
Sucks. I know. I'm not a big fan of it either. Like, what's your name? David, I do not recommend dying on your daughter. She's going to not a big fan of it. But and it's so weird after someone dies and you like talk to people, you have to do your like obligatory like, yo, this person's dead on Facebook post because like I mean, it's not, you do it because you're like, hey, look, just so you know, if you interact with me from here on out, I'm a different person. So that's what that's about. But people don't know how to talk to you after you experience a big loss. They're like, how are you doing? How are you? Oh, my life is over. My life is really and I figured out a way to deal with it though. And you want people to get off of your back. And like when they ask you how you're doing, all you have to do is just rhyme at them. Thank you. I got it. And they will leave you alone. Like, Carol, ask me how I'm doing.
How you doing?
I'm just gripping and ripping. Mista See, ask me how I'm doing.
Yo, what's happening with you, Chris?
Man, I'm just chewing and pooing. You know how it is. Come in here, come out the other side. You know what it is. So you guys can use that. Oh, I just went through a breakup. Which he's European, so he smells. And yeah, he just has this look like he's wet, even though he's not. Like his hair just looks wet, and so but it was cool. The relationship got boring. When you're in a long-term relationship, you just basically start having like set list sex. You're just going through a set list. Like first we start this, then we do this. It's just boom, boom, boom. I don't know how to make that a joke. Determining your worth feels like publishing your own book. I mean, yes, the book is published, but somebody else didn't do it. It doesn't really matter as much, right? No offense to anyone with self-published books. That joke doesn't go away. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, that's right. Another round of applause for Christine Cruella Nails Little.
Hey.
I see those things. Nice. Now, guys, if you don't know, she described her wonderful European gentleman, and some will call that term schwarmy, is the term. Others will call it that soccer player that's an asshole, that's kind of greasy. I forget his name. Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes. I believe that's the other term for swarmy. Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes. But that's a good thing. And that was all of our comedians at the Dive Bar Show. Round of applause, everybody. Great stuff. And the best part about the Dive Bar Show, I love our comedians because they're as dark as the man who created the show. GT would tell a joke that would make a pimp's dick shrivel up. I swear to fucking God. It was like, oh God, come on, man. Come on, I love the Lord. Like, yeah, you turn the pimps to the Lord, GT. So that's the beauty of our comedians. All right, we're gonna get out of here. I always do like something quick. I'm gonna just do a quick rap, one of my fast ones, and then I'll just gonna tell us where we're gonna go. What's the one? I'll do one of the ones I always pull out when somebody asks me, can I rap? From Earth to space, I murk this case, ability, agility, I get real with thee. I kill a flea rapper, but spitting written in the free slapper. I cut you down by the knee stature. Knuckles call me Ramen G Catcher, cause I'm out there looking for every brother tripping. Got my kitties and my cousins steady on the dipping. Mama, baby, daddy flipping, where my money flicking. On some shoes instead of chicken. Yo, the clothes is finger licking, but the ribs is on the poking. Friends is always joking about his mama coking, about his papa out there on the loking. Yeah, the family is broken. Yo, TJ got shit to say to me today. Well, not today anyway. Wonder why my mind is on the hole. When I live and sweaty in the cold, where I get a sweater in the hole. Living till I'm super duper old. Raising all these little kitties in my fucking mold. Best of love, all the words Mr. Carl told. That's Dive Bar Comedy. Wild Joe, tell us where we're gonna go.
I wanna hug you like a stuffed animal. Yeah,
Best part of the
I
night,
can bring my
definitely.
stripper songs back and play them in front of my kids. Now I got the trick. Thanks, David. All right, you guys, this was fun. Thanks to all our comics. I learned so much about all of you, the new ones and the old. Not that you're old. And I hope anybody in LA come and check out the show, or if not, just check out our live stream again next month. We're Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe. Good night.
Good
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for doing the show, guys. Good night.
Thanks for having us.